It's training camp season, and we're back to looking at the Chargers, and we're going to get our first look at rookie wide receiver Tre Harris. We're going to watch him work through some drills, catch some balls, everything else. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now, because every day we're looking at training camp clips. We're looking at what these players are doing behind the scenes. Your favorite rookies, your favorite camp battles, guys you're getting ready to draft in fantasy football. You need to know what these players are doing on the field, behind the scenes, so you can make your decisions for your fantasy leagues, your bets, or know what your team is doing. Click that button. Stop missing out. We're looking at Tre Harris today. He's on the field. He signed his contract. He's good to go. Minute 15 of clips. Let's rock and roll it. Here we go. Boom. Creating that separation. Didn't get the target, but created that separation right there. Here's a first look of him. Just right there he is. We saw minicamp and OTAs. We saw the footage. This is a very good wide receiver prospect. And like I said in the Keandre Lambert-Smith video earlier today, boom, nice hands. Nice hands. Chargers did well in this year's draft. They did very well in this year's draft. They picked up a Marion Hampton. Tre Harris, solid prospect. You see the sticky hands? Those hands are sticky. That's going to fit well with Herbert because he's going to play well down the boundaries, downfield, while contested. Right there it is. We saw it over at La Tech, back-to-back 900-yard seasons. Put the stamp on things over at Ole Miss. This is a very good prospect that the Chargers got at a good price. That's going to fit well with his offense. Once he ramps up to the system, once he ramps up to the NFL game, you got Quentin Johnston there, good boundary wide receiver. It's the Ladd McConkey show. But getting a wide receiver like this, who's solid downfield, who can make plays happen, that is what you're looking for. A guy with good size to him, a good frame, but yet can create separation. It's just those hands. Those hands are going to make him ultra reliable. Now, what I said about Keandre Lambert-Smith is that's another good wide receiver they plucked on the cheap in the draft. Like, they played their spots well when it came to these skilled players. Those hands are nasty, though. Like, for fantasy football, you're looking at Tre Harris as a player here that's going at a good discount in drafts. It might rise up a little bit now that people are going to see him on the field now in training camp. Right now, people are going to get enticed by him, might jump up an underdog, but we've been seeing him in minicamp and OTAs. He's been looking good. His hands are good. They're solid. It comes out on tape, too. Go watch the tape over Ole Miss or La Tech. You'll see that down by the boundary. This is the perfect quarterback for him. Herbert's the perfect quarterback for him, too. A guy that pushes it downfield. A guy that will push it down by the boundary. You got that Palmer roll over, open. There's opportunity for there. Quentin Johnston, we got to see his long-term viability with the team. It's the Ladd McConkey show, like I say, but you need other wide receivers. You need to be able to push the ball. Herbert pushes the ball. And they added some talent. Keandre Lambert-Smith is going to be a good role player for this team, if not more. I always say role player plus because late round pick, but a guy that led Penn State in targets, then went to Auburn, where they got some good prospects. They loaded up in prospects last year in their recruiting cycle. However, they're still a little young, but he came in and was able to lead team targets. That's the player you're getting. He can play downfield. He's got speed. He's also a nasty route runner for his size. This team sneakily added some players. I think Harris is going to be a good bet for this team. Fantasy-wise, long-term-wise, I think he's going to hold some value. Long-term-wise, talking about multiple years, you're talking about Dynasty Fantasy Football, I think he was going at a good price in leagues, but it was a deep running back class, and you had to pick your spots in this year's running back class. It's rare that you get a running back class like this. Chargers fans, you know this. You got a Marion Hampton. And if you watch my videos, you know I say this in every video with a Marion Hampton. This is the deepest, most talented running back class of all time. The fact that you guys drafted a Marion Hampton in the first round was just a testament of how talented he is. A very talented running back prospect that you guys could have waited a couple rounds, still got a good quality starter for the future, but you had to get that running back. That's a jack of all trades. That's also a master of a lot of them. Good size, just athleticism, can catch the ball out of the backfield, can run through you, run around you, or run past you. That's what you're getting. And Harbaugh's going to love that. Harbaugh's going to love that. That's probably the best running back he's ever had. Thinking in the near term, maybe long term, maybe I'm wrong there. But right now, that's a talented running back that he can lean on. You got Najee Harris. There's some talent on this team. We're in the Harbaugh era. We're still in our infancy. And I think Harbaugh is going to do some good things for this team. I think Tre Harris is going to be a great asset to this passing offense. But I want to keep prefacing this that Ladd McConkey is going to be that dude. He's going to get 25%-ish of the targets, maybe more, maybe pushing 30. It's that quality of a wide receiver you guys got. Then everybody else might be a little bit volatile, but making big plays happen. And I'm talking about this from the fantasy football side. If you're a Chargers fan watching, you may not even care because you're just happy that you're moving the football and he's going to help you guys move the football. And that's all that matters to you. But he's still going to be productive. He's going to be a long-term asset for this team. That's for sure. And Herbert should be taking a step forward. Harbaugh's offense should be materializing. I also expect this team to run the ball quite a bit. They've shown that hand. They've shown it last year by bringing in running backs. They definitely brought in running backs with Najee and Hampton. They got Sanders, who was not at practice today. But that's a UDFA player that you need to pay attention to. You just need to watch him throughout training camp to see where he's going. See what he's doing on the field, what looks he's getting. Because that is a running back at one time was one of the better running backs in all college football. You need to pay attention to what Rocket Sanders is doing. You got Patterson. You got some other running backs there on the roster while we're waiting for Najee Harris. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter high-end production-wise because that's all going to Merritt Hampton. He's going to be a top 5 back easy in this league, fantasy-wise too, football-wise, whatever you want to cut it up, however you want to dice it. I like to talk all angles here while I'm ranting on these players. But again, if you're looking for good role players or somebody to watch on the back end of this depth chart, Keandre Lambert-Smith, which is an easy call-out. He's already making plays. Sanders isn't there right now, but Rocket Sanders is a running back I would be paying attention to if you're looking for a UDFA to pay attention to, because when you look at him metrically, even size of just athleticism, like he's a guy that you're watching even if he's on other rosters. That's the talent you're looking at. And if he was in last year's class, you would be paying attention to him 2 times more because he wouldn't be overlooked by other talented running backs in the draft class. If you put a Merritt Hampton in last year's draft class, he smokes everybody. He smokes Jonathan Brooks. Think about that facet. Think about that in this exercise. He smokes Jonathan Brooks. He smokes Trey Benson. He smokes Blake Corum instantly. Instantly. Like this year's running back class, like a lot of those running backs, and even like 4th, 5th running back in this year's class, maybe even 6th. I'm just thinking off the back end of my dome here. Look at the plays downfield. Look at what we saw in minicamp, OTAs, and rookie camp from Harris. He's been solid. He's a baller. There's a lot of upside here. I look for the Chargers to be doing good things. I think Harbaugh's going to have a dynasty here. I think he's building for that. I think Harbaugh's going to make a huge run. I think eventually the Chiefs are going to slow down. The Broncos are going to be getting tougher. And I think we're going to get a Harbaugh era. I think this AFC West back here is going to get nasty. I think the Raiders are going to be doing some things here in the near future. I think they can get nasty. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.